enjoy people singing songs I've written.
If you were to write one song that of somebody else's songs, I mean a song that you wish you would have written yourself, what would that be? I'll let you all three answer that.
It's a very, very long list. I wish I'd written Bridge Over Troubled Waters.
The list never ends, does it? The list never ends.
No, I mean, I wish I'd written Starman by David Bowie. I wish I'd written, Love Will Tear Us Apart by Joy Division. There's three that I wish I'd written.
Do you have any?
Yeah, well, there's one song that beats them all, obviously, which is White Christmas. Not knowing, the story is just one of those Christmas songs, but he wrote it, I think, in Florida.
All right.
In the pool. Crying about his, I can't start to cry now, his baby that had died.
All right.
And it's dreaming. And then he called his publishers. I think the best song in the world.
Wow.
Which he has.
Wow.
But it's the story that kills you.
It does.
Peter, do you have anything to
Well, first I would like to add to the question you said before, that this authenticity thing is the only thing that's mattered is what feels good for yourself. And I mean, there's such a lot of, as you mentioned, Motown or Bacharach songs and stuff like that that are actually just, or Coffin and King, that are some of my favorite songs ever. Like, that are a lot better than a lot of boring indie bands. So I mean, and they were written to be hits. But so I don't have a problem with that, to answer that question. And well, I would say Kathleen Kane is one, for sure. Tracks My Tears, it's just two that came up now. Well,
The list never ends.
the list never ends.
I just
Here, there, and everywhere, just to put Cog in it. He hates the Beatles, so.
And you love the Beatles.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Does anybody have a question now? Or yeah, Erik.
What do you think are the biggest challenge today, reaching out through the bus, to pierce through the bus today? The music industry is so quick and so fast, and it's new songs every single day, new artists, and what is the biggest challenge to reach out and to actually be the band that people still see, remember, listen to?
Just for me, would be I'd still be the 18 or 19-year-old that I was, and so I'd completely turn off. I wouldn't pay any attention to it. I think people focus too much on social media and how many likes they get and all of that. Ultimately, it helps you on the first step, but I don't think it really helps in any way in the long term. I think that I'd turn off, I'd write the best songs that I could, I'd record them the best that I could, I'd try and get them out and just hope for the best. I really think to just stay with songwriting and stay with great production and the way those songs sound. I know that's probably not what people want to hear, but that's the way I'd approach it.
I just think that to get excited is the only measure, and as long as I want to get, that real excitement, when I hear something that's a good thing to strive for, you should never try to do anything that you're not into, to try to find the hit. So you should always do what you like. And then if you're lucky, other people will like it too. And never obey any rules, as I said before. You'll be behind all the time. You just do whatever comes into your head. And if you're lucky, you are into excitement and odd enough to cut through and come up with something that no one ever heard before. I was saying to Thomas Korsson, a good friend of mine from Skellefteå.
The line on the
No, I'm not going to hang. No, I'm not going to be mean to you. As we were going down the train, I remember when a guy called Egil Wallström, who was working at the park office in my little village, and I was doing my summer job there, and he was dropping me off for lunch, and he put in the cassette, and it was Sex Pistols, God Save the Queen, and my head exploded, and I demanded to have the cassette. I said, no, you can't, it's mine. I need, he was a grown-up, I was a kid, I need to have this. And I listened to it on and on and on throughout the lunch, and then my only goal in life was to go to Skellefteå and get that fucking record. Because it was, I've never heard anything like, I was like, what the fuck is this? This is fucking amazing. And that's, you know, that's what I want to have again and again and again. That kind of shit!
Yeah. That's it.
But to go through, you never know, you know, if it's going to work. That's secondary.
Yeah.
First of all, you need to just get the bomb off.
I think it's different for everyone. Some people maybe speculation works, but I don't know. I come to the conclusion that it doesn't work for me. But I like to keep an open mind, and that's something I try to, like, I always try to listen to musical genres and styles I haven't gotten into before. You know, I just, what is grime? And I listen to some grime, and then I listen to Brazilian music or African music or funk or whatever, you know, anything. And I try to find the good in every genre, apart from, there's a couple of things I just can't listen to, like heavy metal, and I have a problem with... Yeah, it's just like cartoon music.
Iron Maiden. Birmingham's finest.
That doesn't work, and I have some problems with progressive rock too. Some people think I might like progressive rock because I like psychedelic music, and that's kind of the next step, but it's just something when the songs are too long and there's too many sections, I get a bit... It works if it's 4 minutes with a lot of sections, like, but
well,
if it's half an hour...
You can't play, I can't play,
Right.
he can play.
Yeah.
I have an idea that if you're too good a musician, you can't write good songs. What have you got to say to your friends?
Well, I used to be pretty bad, actually.
Oh!
And also, I have to tell you this, Per, I'm in a band with two guys that are a lot better than me.
So you're like the worst.
I'm the worst in that band, yeah. I have a classic...
I'm the best in my band.
So, yeah.
More questions other than Per's questions? Yeah, over there.
It's a question for Peter.
Yeah.
You know, Oasis is always associated with Wonderwall.
Yeah.
Big hit. Is there any like similarities for your young folks? Everyone always associate you with that, or is that frustrating?
It used to be frustrating, very frustrating actually, when the album we put out after that, and we were starting touring that a couple of years later, and everyone was just talking about young folks all the time. It was actually very frustrating. But now it's been 10 years, so now it's like more like embracing it and just writing more songs and keep on moving. And the great thing is that in the big scheme of things, of media and mainstream audience, we probably is like a one-hit wonder, maybe two-hit wonder, like we had another song that was big in some areas. And who knows, we might have another hit, who knows. But if we don't, we're just gonna continue to make good music. And the fans that comes to the show usually likes at least 90% of the songs, and they know the albums. So I used to say that we're kind of an indie band with one mainstream song. And I mean, that's okay, it's great, if you can make a living out of it.
Yeah, thanks. Other questions? Anybody? It's 2 minutes over 3, I think, and about time to wrap it up. Yeah. Have you got anything else you want to say? before we wrap up?
I want to say I love this guy.
Was that a no?
No, Claire, thank you. And it's wonderful to sit beside you, because I never know what's coming next. But it's gold. Like all the things you said have been amazing. Pure gold, mate. Pure gold, mate. But I just like to say something.
You know that I sold more or less all your records in Sweden.
I know that. I've been told that. I met some. What were they called? I met a band last night in Stockholm called something Pony, Mary Pony. Do you know that band?
Yeah.
They came from up around your way, and I think that you had passed on music to them. But the one thing I wanted to say was that the one slight thing I disagreed with you. Is that okay? Okay. Is that I think that some musical ability is good, and I think
I was joking.
I know, but I think you've got to get that balance, which I think Peter has really amazingly well. Is there's a lot of people that are virtuosos on their instrument that can't write songs or can't write good parts for songs or can't contribute to songs, and then there's people that are really good in their instruments that are fantastic with songs and use their knowledge not to just sort of, play 8 billion notes in every second, but actually give something to songs, which I think Peter does amazingly well. And so I think learning your instrument and being good in it is great, and then you've somehow got to develop the taste and the ability to give what you've got to songs or to a performance, and I think that's
I think it's just the fact that some people are so good playing that it sounds good even though the song is not great.
yeah.
So they forget to make the song great as well because they are so crafted at playing.
They get lost.
Well, it just sounds good anyways.
Yeah.
And then you realise they've done 100 songs and none of them are really good, but when they play them, they sound good. So if you can play well, if you don't just satisfy yourself with just making it sound good, then you'll obviously, I'm sure, be able to write good songs.
Yeah.
But you and me, we can't not write great songs because that's just going to sound awful.
No. We're artists.
Well, we can't fake it.
No. That's a problem.
I had a really great music teacher in junior high school who, because I can't read music, which is weird because I did go to is it called junior high, like högstadiet? Yeah. After that I went to a music high school in another town because that's what I wanted to do, but it didn't really fit me because it was all this, I'm just pushing against heavy metal here, I'm sorry. There was a lot of heavy metal dudes playing guitar and suddenly they started playing fusion jazz. It was like from one thing to the next, it was all fast playing. And I didn't fit in there at all. And I was, like the guitar teacher hated me and I never learned to read the music. I went 3 years at that school and I never learned, I still can't read music. I'm not going where I had in here. But the teacher I had before that, in junior high when I was smaller, she was great. She wasn't a trained teacher. She used to be in a dance band, and she, she's just a musician or musikant, as we say in Sweden. Played like accordion, folk music, and she played a bit of everything. She played a bit of guitar, she played a bit of bass, she played piano, like gospel piano sort of. And she wasn't fantastic at any of these instruments. But what we did at her lessons was we went all around. I played a bit of everything, and we sang songs, and we talked about arrangement, and like how to put it together. And the great thing is I can play like John Lennon piano. I'm not great at piano, but I can play a little bit. I'm quite good at bass, actually, and guitar. I'm useless on drums, but just the idea of going around and like building a song. So what I learned there was more useful than what I learned in the proper music school later. But I didn't meet Bjorn there, so that was like the advantage. Yeah. So, and he was playing jazz piano, and he liked Sting.
I knew there was something about him.
He will never admit this now.
I think we all have our skeletons in the closet, don't we?
Inte just så hemska. Inte som Sting.
But he was from Skellefteå, so that was the thing with Björn. Or from Norsjö.
Norsjö.
He was from Norsjö, yeah. It's close to
Nice,
Skellefteå.
it's all right.
And so he kind of came from that scene. He knew some of the bands. I don't know. Is it me? Ah. Well, whatever. He knew some about pop music, like indie music too. So we had that sort of background. Whatever. I don't want to push him too much.
All right, it's 10 past, and I think it's time to wrap it up. Tack så mycket för att ni har lyssnat, och jag tycker att vi skickar en stor varm applåd till Robert, Per och Peter.